Sean. Here we go. Yeah, I'm with assistant manager for Noel Hunt, and congratulations, Noel. Given all the circumstances this week and losing Tyler Smith before kick-off, how satisfying a win is that?
Yeah, it was great. I thought the boys were fantastic today to go goal down and show the character we showed and the goals we scored. Some clever thinking from the boys on the pitch, and our second goal we spoke about at half time, the space that we could exploit, and it was down to the boys. They went out and they performed and they were great.
And the second one really was about that passing, the way you made sure you passed it from the back, kind of set up the goal, didn't it?
Yeah, and that was the gaffer's biggest thing to me. He wanted to make sure that we passed the ball. Today I don't think we've done it as good as we have done in past games, but I thought there was moments of quality in the game, and the goal was one of them. It's a great ball in from Caddy, great touch from Hallam, and a great finish from Joel. So again, it was something we spoke about at half time, the space where Hallam can come into and Joel can run on behind. So just delighted for them to play. Really, the fact that Joel's off the mark and Hallam had a good setup for it.
I was going to say, how well did Hallam do, given you've not always wanted him in that central striking position, and he was sort of thrown in just before kick? Yeah,
absolutely. Yeah, I thought he was great today. We speak about him being reliable and being up there and holding the ball. I think when he done that and gave us that platform, I thought like Payne, Johnny and Joel really benefited off that, and it's important for us. When we play balls with the strikers, that they get a hold of it. I thought he done it well today. I think there's room for improvement. He knows that, but the shift he put in, the shift they all put in, was absolutely second to none, and I'm so pleased for him.
What perhaps allowed you to see the game through defensively, where defending has been difficult at times this season?
Yeah, I mean, before we had the little COVID holiday, should I say, we worked on our defensive shape, and probably that's why a little bit disappointed about the first goal, because we worked on them scenarios in training, and I know Paul Jude had brushed on during the week in our defensive shape and how strong we are when we haven't got the ball. But I thought second half, we done it really well. I thought we got back into a really good shape, and we reverted them to long balls and diags that I thought AK and Groundsy dealt with really, really well. And on the flip side of that, we didn't just shell the ball away. We tried to get a pass out and pass away, and on another day I think we could have scored maybe a couple more goals.
No, there were a couple of moments. Did you be waiting for a penalty for Joel Grant when the goalkeeper came in there inside the area?
Yeah, but we're not going to get a penalty this season, are we? Jeez, there's not much more we can do to get a penalty, I think. But look, hopefully it'll turn around in our favour. I think Payne could have shot as well when the goal opened up for me. He took a couple of touches. But yeah, look, it's one of them ones where it hasn't harmed us today. But I did think the officials were good today, to be fair.
Is the sort of resilience of today the most significant thing?
Yeah, I totally agree. Just to stop the rot, because we were aware that we'd lost 2 or 3 in a row. And it was to be that defensively strong. I thought you ain't going to come up against more of a strike, with Eves and then McInnes coming on. They're 2 big boys who know the league, who've scored goals throughout their careers in this league and higher. So with the likes of Honeyman behind them, these boys are quality players, and to null them to what we did today, I'm very, very pleased for the boys. I thought they were defensively really, really strong. Can we get better? Of course we can. Is there things that we can improve on? Absolutely, and we will do. But for these boys, when we got such a young team, out on the pitch, it's a great win for them. It's a great boost.
What happened to Tyler Smith exactly?
He just felt his groin in the warm up. It was the first I heard of it, so it was just one of them ones where he thought, right, can't risk it. I told H before the warm-up that when Taylor was feeling his groin, if he doesn't come through it, that he's going to be starting. So he had about 45 minutes to get his head around it, and I thought he was excellent today.
And Luke Haynes back in the squad as well. Is that how stretched you are that you've had to call him back?
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, this is it. We've got 15 players, and that's with the callbacks. Maybe in a week or 2 down the line it'll be a different story. We'll get a few back, but right now we got to go with what we have. And I said today they can breed confidence from that result and that performance. Because although we are down to the bare bones, we've still got a very good, strong 11-12 players that we can count on.
Do you have anyone potentially back for Tuesday?
I haven't even looked that far ahead. I'm not going to lie to you. Today was the big one for us, and now Tuesday's the big one again. It'll be the same mentality we had last year. We won't look too far ahead, because we'll assess the group now and see if anyone's got any nicks or nicks or kicks, should I say, and then we can plan for Tuesday.
I know you had sort of conversation with Sean before, but you just kind of rein through how training's gone, who's taking training this week, and kind of how unlikely that makes this win.
Yeah, and fair play to Paul Julie. He's come down, he stepped in, he took training Wednesday and Friday, and Lee Peacock stepped in and helped him out. So it was great. Everyone's willing to chip in at the club, and from what I hear, the boys had a good week's training. So as you can see, it came out on the pitch today. Yeah,
and it must feel like all the more of a team win for everybody at the club at that point.
Absolutely, and we are that. We are that in from the kit men to the press guy, to everyone that's around the club. We're all close, and we like it that way. We like being a family knit, and everyone helps in and chips in when they can. You've got our S&C, he helps the kit men out, and then the kit men will help us out, bring out stuff, and that's the way we work. We are close, so it's important that we have that togetherness, and that's what I said. It was for everyone in the dressing room today. Everyone that was down there, the kit men were down there, our physios, our masseurs, they're all in there today, and that's all for them.
And that's the most important question: how are you feeling?
Yeah, I'm okay. I'm still coughing, but I'm not contagious. That's the main thing. But yeah, it was a bit of a strange 7 or 8 days. But I'm just delighted for the boss as well, because he's not here. He was phoning up, but obviously with the iPlayer he was a little bit delayed, so things were happening as they happen for us, but for him they're like 10-15 seconds a little bit later. So when they'd scored, he'd phoned about something else. He said, no, they've just scored, so we just got recalibrate and get back to what we've been doing best. So he'll be delighted. I know he will. I have a couple of missed calls already, so he'll be buzzing.
Do you know if he's back for Tuesday, or are you likely to be taking the team again?
No, he's back Tuesday. So I think the boys that were out, so himself, John, and obviously Jordan Stevens is back for Tuesday.
Well, enjoy the winners for while you can before Plymouth.
Thank you very much.
What was the most sort of positive thing to come out of that win today? What was the most sort of thing that made you most pleased?
Listen, you can look at the table and see where them boys are in the league. They're sitting second, or they were. I'm not too sure what's happening now. But you got to have a respect for the players they have that have played at a higher level. But I thought we worked really hard today. I thought from the front to the back. It wasn't just the defenders defending, it was our midfielders getting back in and defending. Our recovery runs were good, we were strong. So that was a pleasing aspect. On the flip side, I think the first goal is a great little bit of play from Johnny Smith, and a great goal by Caddy. And the second goal as well, obviously it's really pleasing. But there was moments of passages of play where we got in and we opened a team like Hull up, and to create probably the better chances in the game. That was the pleasing part.
Yeah, did the first goal where the first half an hour was maybe a little bit slow or not quite up to the standard that you wanted? Was it a moment like that, something that you needed from a senior player to get the team going?
Yeah, absolutely. And Caddy's been great. He's been great. He's he doesn't have to wear the armband to be the captain. He knows that in my eyes. He leads this team by example. So for me, for him to score his second goal of the season, he reminded me of, he's over the moon and I'm over the moon for him. So it does. It did need something like that. We had a couple of chances before that where Johnny's flash went across the front as well, and we need to be turning them in. But they just need to believe in themselves. Believe that when we do play quick and we play the way we want to play and the style we want to play, that we will create chances. And the more they believe in it, the more they'll be able to do it.
Yeah, and I suppose a win like this gives them that belief against a very, very good Hull side.
Absolutely. If you look at the front four, it's new from last year again, and we had a similar start to the season last year. So it's just them, settling in, learning the game, and learning each other's game, which is more important than and who's good at what, and recognising that when someone's playing well, just to keep getting the ball. Understand that side of the game, that when we're doing well down one side, that we keep hurting them on that side, or if it's not working, that we switch it out. And it's just game intelligence, So they're getting it without a shadow of a doubt. Like Johnny Smith and Joel have come in, and Payne that have come in, they've done great. But they are understanding how we play. Yeah,
and it's that sort of the pragmatism, something that maybe hasn't been there in seasons past. It looks like, it was kind of in show today, the game management and things like that.
Yeah, that's a big thing for us, and it's something that we know that we have to get better at. And I thought we were very good today. I thought we limited them to very few chances second half. I thought our shape was really strong, and we were really strong through the middle of the pitch. I thought our communication was really good. I could hear everybody talking, which is something that we've pulled them up on before, that we need more people to talk and organise. But today I thought they were very good.
Perfect, thanks.
Think about that one.
A win. We've obviously been going through a tough time the last couple of weeks. Since I come back to the club, I'm not used to losing football games at this club, but listen, we showed a right good resilience here, a good bit of character in the end, just to defend properly. We cleared the lines, we got up the pitch, and I think we deserved it.
You had a good time holding up the ball with the corner flag about 2 or 3 minutes there near the end.
Yeah, I just gave it to Hallam. He's the strongest man on the planet, so I just gave it to him and let him stay in that corner. But it's just game management. Listen, that's been labelled that as a few times. I've said it myself. Our game management at times wasn't great, but I thought today, as you said, I think we spent a couple of minutes in that corner alone.
Tell us about the goal. Was that a set-piece routine you've worked on, or just a bit of quick thinking?
No, it was just off the cuff, really, to be honest. I was actually heading back to the park, because that's where I was meant to be, at the back, and then as I seen Johnny look up, I thought there's a massive gap there if I can get in there. And then, to be honest, I just had it as hard as I could. See if the goal was 2 yards further behind the ball, then in that car park. So I just had it as hard as I possibly could, and I was just grateful to see it go in the net.
And how much belief do you think that gives the team getting back to 1-1 at that stage?
Yeah, listen, it was good. There was times in the first half I think we could have done better, but we were never a million miles away. But listen, it's one game. We've won a game of football. Let's not get too excited. We've got another tough one on Tuesday against Plymouth, so that's all it is. It's a win, but we're delighted to kind of get off that bad win.
And the second goal showed a kind of real sort of commitment to pass the ball from the back.
Yeah, listen, that's the way we try and play. We do try and play, but the last week, 10 days in training before the manager obviously wasn't here, we worked a lot on our reactions off the ball, getting back into shape quicker, because I think we were a bit loose at times previously on our shape, so we got back into shape a lot quicker. Well, I think seeing it today, we're a lot harder to play against, a lot more organised, and that was credit to the manager before he left. He'd done that work before he left, and we've managed to take it on.
And how impressed are you with Hallam, especially given he came in and right at the last minute to start?
Listen, Hallam's Hallam. He's a strong lad. He looks after the ball well for us. There was a couple of times in this corner, I think, if the game's at 1 each, we'll probably get the free kicks, but because we're 2-1 up, it's the ref tries to keep it going, and he's clever. Sorry, I can't say that. He worked extremely hard. And you seen the last couple of minutes when Matty Smith's put him down the corner. He's obviously a bit of cramp, but listen, he was great for us today.
How strange has some training been this week? Who's been in charge, and how's it all worked?
Listen, it is what it is. We've obviously not had any management, but Paul Gill's been in to do a bit. Lee Peacock's been in to do a bit. But I've got to say, like the physios, Katie and Ali's come in and helped. In particular, Katie's worked extremely hard. It's been difficult behind the scenes for herself, and getting so many tests done and getting the results back and then going again. And obviously we train up at Calne, and injured players are at the stadium, so her in particular, and Jack and the kit men, so they're the ones that have been here and done some heroes in the last week.
Does it feel like a bit of a special win, given all the adversity of the past 10 days or so?
Yeah, listen, it does. Of course, it's not ideal. We want a manager here. He's the head of the football club, the football side. We want him there, and obviously they've been watching at home, and I think he was speaking to Tommy and Hunty throughout the game. But listen, we're professional footballers, whether the manager's there or not. We've got to turn up and do a job, and I think we did today.
And what sort of challenges are there in trying to build on this win?
Well, as I said, it's only a win. We've got to go again. It's gone now. We've won the game of football, brilliant. But we've got another game come really fast. We'll enjoy it tonight. Obviously, we've won the game. We'll go back through it probably tomorrow on Monday and prepare for Plymouth. We obviously got a positive result there last year, a big win for us. So we'll go there in good mood, and hopefully we can get a positive result.
And are you just quite accepting that perhaps things like the last 10 days are going to happen? It's just going to be a weird season.
It is. Listen, it's society's weird right now, isn't it? It is what it is. We just got to go on with it. Professional footballers. I think you'll see it right across the board that there's going to be games called off at last minute. There's going to be positive tests. Listen, it's not ideal, but what can we do about it? It's better being safe than sorry, isn't it?
It shouldn't stoke fires, I suppose, but have you as a club been a bit frustrated by Carl Robinson saying the game should have been, or they were ready to play the game last week and so on and so forth?
So were we. We as players were ready to play as well. Listen, Carl Robinson, I respect Carl Robinson. I've played against teams a lot of time, and he's entitled to his opinion.
Thank you, Paul. Thanks so much.